I think it's best if I start by telling you about the day I met the devil outside a saloon in Nebraska. I stepped out of the musty drinking hole, my eyes adjusting to the white midday sky. I clipped my watch shut and dropped it back inside my jacket. I had a 3-day shadow on my face and I was exhausted. Still sober, though, and that was a start for now. I squinted down the high street, left, then right. Not a soul. I shivered. My hand fell to my side out of habit and rested on my gun. Across the street, above the store, a shutter slammed shut. There was a time when I'd have done the same, back when I was just another ordinary man, before I knew the truth of the world. I patted my left chest pocket, felt the bulge and clink of bullets, comforting. Not as comforting as 2 pockets full, but there was no more time. There was no fanfare, no cloud of dust, and no clap of thunder. When I first met the devil himself, he was just sitting on the saloon porch behind me. Been there all along, I guess, watching me check my gun and ammo. If he saw me flinch at all, he was polite enough not to show it. And isn't that just a hoot? Marvelous day for a matrimony, wouldn't you say, Chief? He wore a white fitted tuxedo and dabbed at his moist forehead with a black silken rag. I grimaced at the sound of his voice. It wasn't raspy or evil like you'd expect, and the tone was pleasant enough. But it was wrong all the way to the end of the dial. Pierce Slake, delighted to meet you. J.T. Long loaded Smash and Crash into the back of his horse trailer. He had a full thermos of coffee from the latest No-Tell Motel in Minot, North Dakota, and he was ready for the 7-hour drive to Brainerd. It would be his last rodeo, or at least the last one he was going to travel to. He might help out locally once he got the farm settled, but he'd had enough adrenaline pumping through his veins for 1,000 lifetimes. The injuries, late nights, and buckle bunnies had lost their shine in the last couple of years. Rodeo had given and taken everything from him. Well, his dumbassed reaction to the circuit cost was to blame, too. We about ready? Sunshine Parker yawned from the passenger seat. His blond hair stuck out from the bottom of his baseball cap as he curled into a ball with his journal held close like a teddy bear. Oh, I didn't mean to wake you by loading horses' gear and everything else into the vehicle, J.T. chided. Yeah, but you didn't load me. Walked here and buckled up with minimal prodding. And by minimal, you mean I didn't have to throw a bucket of ice on you this morning. See? Minimal. After resting 3 days on the banks of the Rio Grande, the Oatman party once again moved south. The road hugged the river for a while, then climbed to the top of some high bluffs. It was a very old road, followed by the Indians for centuries before the Spanish arrived in the late 1500s and made it a part of the road system that bound together their far-flung colonial American empire. Grass along the trail was good, and the wagons set a leisurely pace, allowing time for the animals to pause now and then to graze. After following the river for about 100 miles, the travelers came to the village of Socorro, one of the oldest settlements in the valley. Nestled between the river and a range of rocky cliffs, Socorro was a typical Mexican town, with a plaza surrounded by adobe houses and a mission church. The Catholic community would have been of little interest to the dissident Mormons were it not for its open-air market and the nearby U.S. Army post, which was offering to buy hay from anyone who would cut and deliver it at Socorro.